Hello, my dear English learners. Welcome back to English Practice with Julia. I'm Julia, and I'm honestly so happy you're here with me today. If you're new here, hi. Welcome. Please feel comfortable. You don't need perfect English to join this lesson. You only need a little curiosity, a little patience, and a little time. And I'll guide you step by step. We share new English learning lessons regularly, so you can keep improving little by little, without pressure, without stress. Today's lesson is going to be very special because we're going to practice something that can completely change the way you learn English. Today we will do English shadowing practice. And together we will go through 300 useful English sentences. Yes, 300 sentences. But don't worry, we will move slowly, naturally, and comfortably. The goal is not to rush. The goal is to help your brain and your mouth work together so you can understand English faster and speak English more naturally. Shadowing is one of the most powerful techniques for learning a language. When you shadow, you listen to a sentence, and then you repeat it, trying to copy the rhythm, the pronunciation, and the natural flow of the speaker. It's like training your brain and your voice at the same time. So during this lesson, I'll say many everyday English sentences, and I'd like you to repeat them after me. You can speak out loud or quietly, whatever feels comfortable. The important thing is that you try to follow the rhythm and let your mouth get used to speaking English naturally. These sentences will come from daily life. Things you might say in the morning while talking to friends, at work, while shopping, or during simple everyday conversations, the kind of English that people really use every day. And here's a small tip before we begin. Don't worry if you don't understand every single word immediately. That's completely normal. Just listen, repeat, and allow your brain to slowly absorb the patterns. The more you practice, the more natural English will start to feel. If you'd like, you can also keep a notebook nearby. Sometimes writing down a sentence helps your memory, and it can make the learning process even stronger. But remember, it's not required. Listening and repeating is already powerful practice. Also, be kind to yourself during this lesson. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to practice. Every small repetition is progress. Every sentence you say is another step forward. And one more small request before I begin. If you enjoy practicing English in this calm and simple way, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. It really helps the channel grow, and it helps me continue creating these long practice lessons for you. All right, take a slow breath. Relax your shoulders. Get comfortable wherever you are, and prepare your voice. Now we're going to begin our English shadowing journey. One sentence at a time, slowly, clearly, and together. Now let's begin with our first group of sentences. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Good morning. I hope you slept well last night. Good morning. Today feels like a beautiful day. I usually wake up around 7 in the morning. Sometimes I wake up earlier if I have a busy day. The first thing I do is stretch and take a deep breath. Then I slowly get out of bed and open the curtains. The hua. The sunlight coming through the window feels warm and calm. I like starting my day slowly instead of rushing. After that, I usually go to the kitchen to make some tea or coffee. The smell of fresh coffee always makes the morning better. Now let's repeat those ideas in a slightly different way. Remember, just listen. And then repeat. I woke up feeling fresh and ready for the day. This morning feels calm and peaceful. I like quiet mornings before the day becomes busy. A slow morning helps me feel relaxed and focused. I usually drink a cup of tea while thinking about my plans. Sometimes I sit by the window and watch the street outside. People are starting their day just like me. Cars are moving slowly through the neighborhood. The sky looks bright and clear this morning. It feels like a good day to learn something new. Now let's practice a few more everyday sentences. Try to follow the rhythm of the sentence when you repeat. I need a few minutes to wake up completely. I like to start my day with positive thoughts. Today I want to practice my English a little more. Learning English every day makes a big difference. Even 10 minutes of practice can help a lot. Little steps every day create big progress over time. Some days feel easier than others, but the important thing is to keep practicing. Confidence grows slowly with practice, and every sentence you speak makes you stronger. Let's continue with some simple daily life sentences. Again, listen first, then repeat. After breakfast, I usually check my messages. Sometimes I read a few news articles online. I also like listening to English while I get ready. It helps my ears get used to the language. Then I think about the tasks I need to do today. Some days are very busy, and some days are calmer. I try to stay organized and focused, but I also remind myself to stay relaxed. Learning works best when your mind is calm, so I always try to enjoy the learning process. Now let's move into some natural conversation style sentences. How are you feeling today? Did you sleep well last night? What are your plans for today? Do you have a busy schedule today? Or is today a relaxed day for you? Sometimes I like quiet days at home. Other days I enjoy going outside and meeting friends. Balance is very important in life. Work is important, but rest is important too. And learning something new always feels rewarding. Now let's practice some reflection sentences. These help you express thoughts and feelings in English. I feel proud when I practice English consistently. Sometimes, learning feels difficult, but I keep going. Mistakes are part of the learning process. Every mistake teaches me something useful. I remind myself that progress takes time. Fluency grows little by little each day. One day I will speak English confidently. I believe in my ability to improve. Practice is the bridge between effort and success. And patience is the key to long-term learning. Now let's practice a few sentences you might use during the day. I'm getting ready to leave the house. I need to check if I have everything with me. Did I bring my phone and my keys? I should also bring my notebook today. Maybe I'll write down some English phrases. It's always useful to learn new expressions. Sometimes I hear interesting English sentences during the day. When I notice them, I try to remember them. Real life is full of learning. The opportunities. You just need to pay attention. Now, let's continue our shadowing practice with some relaxed conversation sentences. It's nice talking with you like this. Practicing together makes learning easier. You are doing a great job by simply being here. Listening and repeating is powerful training. Your brain is learning patterns right now. Your mouth is getting used to English sounds. Even if it feels slow, progress is happening. Language learning is like building a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes. And little by little, English will start to feel natural. So keep breathing, keep listening, and keep repeating with me. We are just getting started, and there are many more sentences coming. Now let's begin slowly with more everyday English sentences. Remember, listen carefully and repeat after me. Take your time and allow your voice to follow the rhythm of the sentence. Practice makes your mouth more comfortable with English sounds, and every repetition makes your confidence stronger. So relax, breathe gently, and let's continue practicing together. I usually start my day with a calm moment of silence. Sometimes I simply sit for a minute and look outside the window. The world feels quiet in the early morning. Birds are singing softly somewhere outside. The air feels fresh and peaceful. Moments like these help me feel ready for the day. A calm start can change the entire mood of your day. When your mind is calm, learning also becomes easier. Your brain becomes more open to new words and new ideas. That is why slow and relaxed practice is very powerful. Now listen and repeat these natural morning sentences after me. Try to speak clearly and comfortably. Don't rush your voice. Just follow the natural flow of the sentence. I like peaceful mornings before the day becomes busy. Sometimes I wake up earlier than I planned. The sunlight slowly fills the room. I take a deep breath and stretch my arms. It feels good to start the day slowly. I remind myself to stay positive today. Today is another chance to improve my English. Small practice every day brings big improvement. Consistency is more important than speed. Learning slowly is still learning successfully. Now let's continue with more daily life sentences. These are sentences you might say in normal conversations with friends, with coworkers, or even with yourself while thinking about your day. Try to repeat each sentence with confidence. Today feels like a good day to learn or something new. I'm ready to practice English again today. Even a few minutes of practice is valuable. I try to listen carefully when people speak English. Sometimes I repeat sentences quietly to myself. Shadowing practice helps my pronunciation improve. It also helps me understand natural rhythm. Native speakers connect words very smoothly. Listening carefully helps me notice those patterns, and repeating them helps my brain remember them. Now let's practice some simple conversation sentences. Imagine you are speaking with a friend or meeting someone during the day. These sentences are very useful in everyday English. Listen and repeat after me. Good morning. How are you today? I hope your day is going well so far. Did you sleep well last night? What are you planning to do today? Do you have a busy schedule today? Or is today a relaxing day for you? Sometimes busy days feel exciting, but quiet days can be very refreshing too. Balance is important in life. Work, rest, and learning should all exist together. Now let's continue with sentences about daily routines. These are extremely useful sentences because daily routines are a common topic in conversations. People often talk about what they do every day. So practicing these sentences will help you speak more naturally. After waking up, I usually drink a glass of water. Then I prepare something simple for breakfast. Some days I prefer coffee. Other days I enjoy a cup of tea. Breakfast gives me energy for the day. While eating breakfast, I sometimes check messages. I might read a short article or listen to English audio. Listening practice in the morning wakes up my brain. It helps me start thinking in English. And thinking in English is a powerful skill. Now let's practice sentences about leaving the house and starting the day outside. These sentences are useful for everyday conversations. So try to repeat them clearly before leaving the house. I check everything carefully. Did I bring my phone? Did I bring my wallet? Did I remember my keys? Sometimes I forget small things, but usually I remember everything. I like to stay organized when I leave home. It makes the day easier and smoother. Preparation saves time and reduces stress. A well-organized day feels much better. Now let's continue with some reflective sentences. These sentences help you express thoughts and feelings, which is very important for real communication. Listen carefully and repeat slowly. Learning a language takes patience. Some days feel easy and some days feel difficult, but progress happens little by little. Every new word adds to your knowledge. Every sentence strengthens your confidence. Even mistakes are helpful teachers. Mistakes show us where we can improve. So, I try not to fear mistakes. Instead, I see them as learning opportunities. Growth always comes from practice and effort. Now let's practice some sentences about motivation and learning. These sentences are useful when talking about goals and personal development. Try repeating them with clear pronunciation. I want to improve my English step by step. I know that practice will help me succeed. Confidence grows through repetition. The more I practice, the easier it becomes. My listening skills improve every day. My speaking skills improve little by little. I remind myself to stay patient. Fluency does not appear overnight, but steady practice creates strong results, and every small improvement matters. Now let's continue our shadowing practice with more natural daily sentences. Imagine you are having a relaxed conversation with someone. Try to repeat each sentence as naturally as possible. Today, the weather feels really pleasant. The sky looks bright and clear. A nice day always lifts my mood. Fresh air makes me feel energetic. Sometimes I enjoy taking a short walk. Walking helps clear my mind. During a walk, I sometimes think in English. I describe things around me using simple sentences. That small habit improves my fluency, and it also makes learning more fun. Now, let's practice some sentences that as people often use when meeting friends or talking casually. These are very common phrases in everyday English conversations. Listen carefully and repeat them slowly. It's nice to see you again. How have you been lately? It feels like we haven't talked in a long time. What have you been working on recently? Have you learned anything new lately? I've been practicing English more these days. I'm trying to improve my listening skills. Shadowing practice has been very helpful. Repeating sentences helps my pronunciation, and it also builds my confidence. Let's continue practicing with more daily life sentences. Keep your voice relaxed and natural. Don't worry about perfection. Focus on clarity and rhythm. Sometimes I practice English while walking. Sometimes I practice while doing small tasks. Learning does not always require a classroom. You can learn anywhere and anytime. Your daily life can become your practice space. Even simple moments can become learning moments. Listening, repeating, and thinking in English helps a lot. Consistency is the real secret to fluency. Short daily practice is extremely powerful, and patience makes the process enjoyable. We will continue building your English step by step, sentence by sentence. Little by little, your brain will recognize patterns. Your pronunciation will become smoother. Your listening will become clearer, and your confidence will grow naturally. Just stay relaxed, keep repeating, and trust the learning process, because real progress is already happening while you practice right now. Now, let's continue our English shadowing practice together. Take a slow breath. Relax your voice and listen carefully before you repeat. Remember, the goal is not speed. The goal is natural rhythm and comfortable pronunciation. Your mouth is learning new movement patterns, and your brain is slowly building stronger connections with the English language. So stay calm, stay patient, and continue practicing sentence by sentence with me. Sometimes the best way to learn a language is simply to use it in everyday thoughts. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you can quietly describe your day in English. You might say something like, "Today, I want to have a productive day. I will focus on my work and also practice my English." Even simple sentences like these help your brain start thinking in English. The more you describe your life using English, the more natural the language becomes. Over time, English will start to feel like a normal part of your thoughts. And that is one of the most powerful signs of progress. Now listen carefully and repeat the following sentences after me. Speak slowly, clearly, and comfortably. Let each sentence flow naturally from your voice. Today, I feel motivated to practice English. I want to improve my speaking step by step. Every sentence I repeat helps my pronunciation. Listening carefully helps me understand natural English. Shadowing practice trains both my ears and my voice. I am becoming more confident each day. My brain is learning new patterns of speech. Fluency grows through daily practice. Patience and consistency are very important. Small improvements eventually create big results. Now let's move into some sentences about daily activities. These sentences are extremely useful in normal conversations. Try to repeat them naturally, just like real speech. After finishing breakfast, I start planning my day. Sometimes I make a small list of tasks. A clear plan helps me stay focused. I try to finish important tasks first. Working step by step makes things easier. Sometimes the day becomes busy and unpredictable, but I try to stay calm and organized. Taking small breaks helps me stay productive. During a break, I sometimes listen to English audio. It keeps my learning routine active. Now imagine you are talking with a friend about your daily routine. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen first and then repeat. My mornings are usually quiet and simple. I like to start the day slowly. A calm morning helps me feel relaxed. Sometimes I read something interesting online. Other times I listen to English podcasts. Listening practice improves my understanding. I try to notice how native speakers speak. Their rhythm and pronunciation are very smooth. Repeating those patterns helps my own speaking, and gradually my fluency improves. Now let's practice some sentences about learning habits. These sentences help you talk about your progress and your study routine. Repeat them slowly and confidently. I try to practice English every single day. Daily practice makes learning more effective. Even 15 minutes can make a difference. Consistency is the key to improvement. Some days I practice listening more. Other days I focus on speaking. Sometimes I read English articles aloud. Reading aloud improves my pronunciation. Shadowing practice trains my speaking rhythm. Every practice session strengthens my skills. Now let's continue with sentences about motivation. These sentences are helpful when talking about goals and self-improvement. Try repeating them with clear pronunciation. Learning a language requires dedication. Sometimes progress feels slow, but progress is always happening quietly. Each new sentence becomes easier to understand. My brain is adapting to the language. Confidence grows with repeated practice. I celebrate small improvements. Every step forward is meaningful. Persistence leads to real fluency. And patience makes the journey enjoyable. Now imagine you are having a relaxed conversation with someone during the afternoon. Let's practice natural sentences you might use in that situation. Listen carefully and repeat. How has your day been so far? Have you been busy today? I've had quite a productive day. I managed to finish several tasks, but I also took some time to relax. Balance is important during a long day. Too much work can make you tired. Taking a short walk can refresh your mind. Fresh air always helps me feel better. A clear mind improves concentration. Now let's practice some descriptive sentences. These help you describe your surroundings or your experiences during the day. Repeat slowly and naturally. The afternoon sunlight feels warm and gentle. The sky looks calm and bright today. People are moving around the city busily. Everyone seems focused on their daily activities. I enjoy observing small details around me. Life is full of interesting moments. Even ordinary days can feel meaningful. Sometimes I pause and appreciate the present moment. Simple moments often bring the most peace. Gratitude makes the day feel brighter. Now let's continue with some reflective sentences. These help express deeper thoughts and feelings in English. Listen carefully and repeat. I feel proud when I keep practicing consistently. Discipline is an important part of learning. Motivation sometimes comes and goes, but discipline keeps us moving forward. Even on difficult days, I try to practice something. Progress is built through small daily efforts. The journey of learning is long but rewarding. Every language learner experiences challenges. Challenges make success even more satisfying, and persistence always leads to growth. Now let's practice some sentences that you might say while studying or working. These are common in daily conversations. Repeat them slowly and clearly. I need to concentrate on this task for a while. Let me finish this work first. Then I will take a short break. Working steadily helps me stay productive. I prefer focusing on one task at a time. Multitasking sometimes reduces efficiency. A focused mind produces better results. Clear thinking leads to better decisions. Organization helps reduce unnecessary stress. And a calm mind improves performance. Now imagine the evening is arriving and the day is slowly becoming quieter. Let's practice some sentences that describe the evening routine. Listen carefully and repeat naturally. The evening is a good time to relax. After a busy day, I like to rest a little. Sometimes I watch something interesting online. Other times I read a book. Reading helps expand my vocabulary. Stories also help me understand sentence structure. Language appears naturally through stories. Entertainment can also be a learning opportunity. Learning becomes easier when it is enjoyable. Enjoyment keeps motivation alive. Now let's continue with some gentle reflection sentences before the day ends. These sentences help express thoughts about the day. Repeat them slowly. Today was a meaningful day for learning. I practiced English and improved my confidence. I noticed new expressions and sentence patterns. Each practice session makes me stronger. I remind myself to stay patient and positive. Fluency grows quietly over time. Tomorrow I will continue practicing again. Daily effort creates lasting improvement. Consistency builds real skill, and every sentence I speak brings me closer to fluency. We are continuing our journey sentence by sentence. Your listening is improving. Your pronunciation is becoming clearer, and your confidence is growing step by step. Keep breathing calmly. Keep repeating naturally, and enjoy the process of learning. Because every moment of practice you are doing right now is building a stronger connection with the English language. Now, let's continue our shadowing practice together. Take a comfortable breath. Relax your shoulders and keep your voice calm and steady. Remember, the goal of shadowing is not to rush through the sentences. The goal is to help your brain hear natural English and help your mouth follow that rhythm naturally. So listen carefully, repeat gently, and allow the sentences to flow comfortably from your voice. With every sentence you repeat, your brain is slowly building stronger connections with the language. Over time, those connections will make speaking feel easier and more natural. Sometimes language learning feels like building a bridge. At the beginning, the bridge is small and fragile. You know a few words, maybe a few simple sentences. But every time you practice, you add another piece to that bridge. A new word, a new phrase, a new sentence pattern. Slowly, the bridge becomes stronger. Eventually, it becomes strong enough to carry full conversations. That is exactly what you are doing right now. Each sentence you repeat is another piece of that bridge. And step by step, you are building your path to fluency. Now, listen carefully and repeat the next sentences after me. Speak slowly and clearly. Focus on a natural flow of the words. Today, I want to focus on improving my English. Practice helps my brain become more flexible. Learning a language trains both memory and attention. When I repeat sentences, my pronunciation improves. Listening carefully helps me notice small details. English rhythm becomes clearer with practice. I am learning to connect words smoothly. My confidence grows every time I speak. Fluency is built through repetition and patience. Every sentence brings me closer to my goal. Now let's practice some sentences about everyday morning activities. These are sentences people often use in real conversations. Listen first, then repeat slowly. Sometimes mornings feel very peaceful. I enjoy the quiet moments before the day begins. The house feels calm and comfortable. A warm drink makes the a morning even better. Coffee or tea can bring a gentle energy. I like to sit quietly and think about the day. Planning the day helps me stay organized. A simple plan makes tasks easier to manage. Good preparation reduces unnecessary stress. And a relaxed mind learns more effectively. Now imagine you are speaking with a friend about your daily habits. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen and repeat. I try to maintain a simple daily routine. Routine helps create stability in life. Small habits make a big difference over time. For example, practicing English every day. Just a few minutes can strengthen your memory. Consistency is much more important than intensity. A calm learning process works better than rushing. Learning slowly allows the brain to absorb information. Understanding grows deeper with repetition, and repetition builds long-term memory. Now, let's practice sentences about daily work and responsibilities. These are common topics in everyday conversations. Repeat each sentence clearly. Today, I have several tasks to complete. I will start with the most important one. Finishing difficult tasks first feels satisfying. Then the rest of the work becomes easier. Sometimes unexpected things appear during the day. Flexibility helps manage those situations. A positive attitude helps solve problems faster. Patience helps maintain focus. A clear mind improves decision making. And calm thinking leads to better results. Now let's continue with some sentences about communication and interaction with others. These are useful for real-life conversations. Listen carefully and repeat. Good communication is very important in daily life. Listening carefully shows respect to others. Understanding someone's message requires attention. Clear speech makes conversations easier. Speaking slowly can improve clarity. Confidence helps express ideas more effectively. Sometimes simple words are the most powerful. Honest communication builds strong relationships. Kind words can brighten someone's day. Positive conversations create a friendly atmosphere. Now let's practice some descriptive sentences about the world around you. These sentences help you describe situations and surroundings. Repeat them slowly. The weather today feels fresh and pleasant. A gentle breeze is moving through the trees. The sunlight creates soft shadows on the ground. People are walking along the street. Calmly. Some are talking with friends. Others are focused on their own thoughts. Every person has their own story. Life moves quietly around us every day. Sometimes we just need to pause and notice it. Observation helps us appreciate simple moments. Now let's continue with sentences about learning and personal growth. These sentences are useful when talking about progress and goals. Repeat clearly. I believe learning never truly stops. Every day offers a new opportunity to improve. Curiosity keeps the mind active and alive. Asking questions leads to deeper understanding. Practice transforms knowledge into skill. Effort gradually produces results. Confidence grows when we overcome challenges. Challenges make learning more meaningful. Success often comes after many attempts. Persistence is the foundation of achievement. Now imagine you are speaking with someone about your learning journey. Let's practice some natural sentences for that situation. Listen carefully and repeat. I started learning English because I love communication. Being able to speak another language feels exciting. At first, everything felt difficult, but practice slowly made things easier. Now I can understand much more than before. My listening skills are improving gradually. Speaking still requires practice, but I am improving. Each day, I feel a little more confident. The journey of learning is long, but very rewarding. And I enjoy every step of this process. Now let's practice some sentences about relaxing moments during the day. These sentences are useful in daily conversations. Repeat naturally. Sometimes I take a short or break to relax. Relaxation helps refresh the mind. A calm moment restores energy. I might listen to music or take a walk. Fresh air often improves my mood. Nature has a calming effect on the mind. A peaceful environment helps reduce stress. Balance between work and rest is essential. Healthy habits support long-term learning, and a relaxed mind remembers information better. Now let's continue with some thoughtful reflection sentences. These sentences help express feelings and personal thoughts. Repeat slowly. I appreciate the opportunity to learn every day. Education opens many doors in life. Knowledge expands our perspective. Learning a language connects people across cultures. Communication builds understanding between individuals. Understanding reduces misunderstandings. Respect and curiosity create meaningful conversations. Every language carries unique ideas and expressions. Exploring language is also exploring culture, and that journey can be truly fascinating. Now take another slow breath. We are continuing this journey together, sentence by sentence. Your listening skills are growing stronger. Your pronunciation is becoming clearer, and your confidence is expanding gradually. The most important thing is simply to keep going. Keep listening, keep repeating, and keep enjoying the learning process, because every sentence you speak today is another step toward real English fluency. Now let's continue our English shadowing journey together. Take a slow breath, relax your voice, and keep your mind calm. Remember that shadowing works best when you listen carefully and then repeat naturally. I don't need to rush through the sentences. Instead, focus on the rhythm, the pronunciation, and the natural flow of the language. Every sentence you repeat is training your brain and your mouth at the same time. Over time, your speaking will feel smoother. Your listening will become clearer, and English will start to feel more natural in your everyday thoughts. Language learning is very similar to building a daily habit. Just like exercising your body, practicing a language strengthens your mind. At first, the progress may feel slow, but each repetition creates a small improvement. Those improvements quietly accumulate over time. Eventually, you realize that things which once felt difficult now feel simple. Sentences that once required effort now come naturally. That transformation happens through consistent practice. And right now, you are taking another step in that process. Now listen carefully and repeat the next sentences after me. Speak slowly, comfortably, and clearly. Today I am practicing my English with patience. I am allowing myself time to improve. Learning slowly is still valuable progress. Every repetition strengthens my memory. My pronunciation becomes clearer with practice. Listening carefully helps me notice details. English rhythm is becoming easier to understand. My brain is adapting to the language naturally. Confidence grows with each new sentence. And practice turns knowledge into skill. Now let's practice some sentences about starting activities during the day. These are very common expressions in daily life. Listen carefully and repeat after me. After finishing my morning routine, I begin my tasks. I try to start the day with positive energy. A positive mindset helps productivity. I remind myself to stay focused and calm. Sometimes the day becomes busy very quickly. Unexpected things can happen during the day. But flexibility helps manage those situations. Staying calm makes problems easier to solve. Clear thinking leads to better decisions. And patience helps maintain balance. Now imagine you are speaking with someone about your work or studies. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen and repeat. Today, I have several responsibilities to manage. I am working on improving my skills. Learning something new always feels exciting. Every challenge teaches me something useful. Sometimes tasks require extra effort, but effort leads to growth and experience. Each all completed task feels rewarding. Progress becomes visible step by step. Success often comes from consistent effort, and determination keeps us moving forward. Now let's practice sentences about communication with others. These are helpful for everyday conversations. Repeat them slowly and clearly. Talking with others helps improve communication skills. Listening carefully shows respect and attention. Understanding another person's ideas requires patience. Clear words make communication easier. Kind communication creates positive relationships. A friendly tone makes conversations comfortable. Respectful language builds trust between people. Honest communication strengthens friendships. Sharing ideas creates meaningful discussions. And good communication brings people closer together. Now, let's continue with descriptive sentences about everyday surroundings. These help you talk about what you see around you. Listen carefully and repeat. The afternoon sunlight feels warm and pleasant. The sky looks bright and peaceful today. A gentle breeze moves through the trees. People are walking calmly along the street. Some are talking with friends and smiling. Others are quietly enjoying the moment. Everyday life is full of small, beautiful moments. Sometimes we just need to slow down and notice them. Observation helps us appreciate our surroundings, and appreciation brings a sense of calm. Now let's practice sentences about personal improvement and learning. These are useful when talking about growth and goals. Repeat clearly. Learning requires curiosity and dedication. Curiosity encourages exploration and discovery. Exploring new ideas strengthens understanding. Practice transforms information into real skill. Effort gradually builds confidence. Confidence encourages further learning. Each new challenge expands my abilities. Overcoming difficulties creates resilience. Resilience helps us continue during difficult moments. And perseverance leads to long-term success. Now imagine you are speaking with someone about your language learning journey. Let's practice some natural sentences for that conversation. Listen and repeat. I started learning English because I enjoy communication. Being able to speak another language feels empowering. At the beginning, everything seemed confusing. But practice slowly improved my understanding. Listening became easier over time. Speaking required courage and Ors, patience. Little by little, my confidence increased. Now I can express more ideas in English. The journey of learning continues every day, and every step forward feels meaningful. Now let's practice some sentences about relaxing moments during the afternoon. These are useful for everyday conversations. Repeat slowly. Sometimes I pause my work to relax briefly. A short break refreshes the mind. Relaxation helps restore energy and focus. I might step outside for fresh air. Nature often brings a feeling of calm. Watching the sky can be surprisingly peaceful. Quiet moments help reduce stress. Balance between activity and rest is important. Healthy habits support both mind and body, and a balanced life improves overall well-being. Now let's continue with thoughtful reflection sentences. These sentences help express deeper thoughts in English. Repeat clearly. I am grateful for the opportunity to learn new things. Knowledge opens doors to many possibilities. Learning expands the way we see the world. Language connects people from different cultures. Communication builds understanding between communities. Understanding encourages respect and cooperation. Respect creates harmony among people. Harmony makes society stronger and kinder. Every language carries a unique perspective, and exploring languages enriches our lives. Now, take another slow breath. We are continuing our practice together. Sentence by sentence. Your listening ability is improving. Your pronunciation is becoming clearer, and your confidence is growing gradually. The key is simply to keep going, keep listening, keep repeating, and keep enjoying the learning process. Because every sentence you practice today is strengthening your path toward English fluency. Now let's continue our English shadowing practice together. Take another slow breath. Relax your mind and allow your voice to stay calm and natural. Remember that the purpose of shadowing is not perfection. The purpose is progress. Every time you listen and repeat, your brain becomes more familiar with the sound of English. Your mouth becomes more comfortable forming the words, and gradually, speaking becomes easier and more natural. So keep following the rhythm, keep repeating gently, and trust the learning process. Step by step, sentence by sentence, you are moving closer to fluency. Sometimes language learning feels like planting a small seed. At first, you cannot see much growth. But with daily care and patience, the seed slowly begins to grow. Each practice session is like watering that seed. Each sentence you repeat adds strength to your learning. Over time, the seed becomes a strong plant. In the same way, your English ability grows slowly but steadily. One day, you realize that conversations feel easier, understanding feels faster, and speaking becomes more comfortable. That quiet growth is exactly what consistent practice creates. Now listen carefully and repeat the next sentences after me. Speak slowly and clearly. Allow each sentence to flow naturally from your voice. I enjoy practicing English a little every day. Daily practice helps my memory stay active, Listening carefully improves my understanding. Repeating sentences strengthens my pronunciation. My confidence grows through repetition. Every sentence becomes easier with practice. My brain is adapting to the language gradually. Fluency develops through patience and effort. Consistency leads to real progress. Now let's continue with some everyday routine sentences. These are sentences people often use in normal conversations. Listen carefully and repeat naturally. After finishing my work, I sometimes take a short walk. Walking helps clear my mind. Fresh air brings a sense of relaxation. During a walk, I often observe the surroundings. The streets are full of small, everyday stories. People are going about their daily routines. Some are busy with work. Others are enjoying quiet moments. Life moves forward in simple ways, and those simple moments can be meaningful. Now imagine, you are talking with a friend about your day. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen first, then repeat. Today has been a productive day so far. I managed to complete several important tasks. Finishing work early feels satisfying. Now I can relax for a while. Sometimes a quiet moment is the best reward. Relaxation helps prepare for the next activity. A balanced day includes both work and rest. Too much pressure can create unnecessary stress. A calm mind works more efficiently. And relaxation helps maintain energy. Now let's practice some sentences about learning and curiosity. These help you express ideas about knowledge and improvement. Repeat clearly. Curiosity encourages continuous learning. Learning new things keeps the mind active. Exploring ideas expands. Understanding. Knowledge grows through experience and effort. Reading and listening both improve language skills. Practice transforms information into ability. Ability grows through regular repetition. Every learner progresses at a different speed. Comparing ourselves to others is not helpful. The most important thing is steady improvement. Now let's continue with sentences about communication and social interaction. These are useful in everyday life. Repeat slowly and clearly. Talking with others improves language confidence. Every conversation is a learning opportunity. Listening carefully helps understanding. Asking questions encourages discussion. Clear communication prevents misunderstandings. Respectful speech creates positive relationships. Friendly conversations build connections between wide people. Sharing experiences creates understanding. Understanding strengthens trust. And trust supports meaningful relationships. Now let's practice some descriptive sentences about everyday environments. These help you talk about what you see and experience around you. Listen carefully and repeat. The afternoon feels calm and comfortable today. The sunlight creates warm colors in the sky. People are walking quietly through the park. Children are laughing and playing together. The sound of birds fills the air. Nature creates a peaceful atmosphere. Moments like this remind me to slow down. Sometimes silence can feel very relaxing. Peaceful surroundings help clear the mind, and calm thoughts bring inner balance. Now let's continue with reflection sentences about personal growth. These help express deeper thoughts in English. Repeat clearly. Growth requires patience and dedication. Every challenge teaches an important lesson. Learning from mistakes builds resilience. Resilience helps us continue during difficult moments. Success often comes after many attempts. Confidence grows when we overcome obstacles. Every step forward deserves recognition. Small achievements lead to larger accomplishments. Persistence creates lasting improvement, and determination turns effort into success. Now imagine you are speaking with someone about your goals. Let's practice some natural sentences for that situation. Listen carefully and repeat. I want to become more fluent in English. Fluency will help me communicate with more people. Learning a language opens many opportunities. It allows me to understand different cultures. Communication helps build global connections. Sharing ideas becomes easier through language. Each day, I feel more motivated to improve. Regular practice strengthens my confidence. The journey may take time, but it is worth it. And I enjoy every step of the learning process. Now let's practice some calm evening routine sentences. These are very common in everyday conversations. Repeat slowly and naturally. In the evening, I like to relax and reflect on the day. Sometimes I read a book or listen to music. Reading helps expand my vocabulary. Stories help me understand natural sentence patterns. Entertainment can also become learning practice. Learning through enjoyment feels easier. Relaxing activities help reduce stress. A calm evening prepares the mind for rest. Good rest improves focus the next day. And a refreshed mind learns more effectively. Now let's continue with thoughtful reflection sentences before ending the day. Listen carefully and repeat. Today I practiced English with patience. Every practice session strengthens my skills. I am proud of my progress so far. Even small improvements matter greatly. Tomorrow I will continue practicing again. Daily effort leads to long-term success. Consistency builds strong habits. Strong habits create real fluency. Fluency develops through steady dedication. And every sentence I repeat brings me closer to my goal. Take another calm breath. Continue listening. Continue repeating. And continue trusting your progress. Your listening ability is growing. Your pronunciation is improving. And your confidence is expanding little by little. Language. How learning is a journey, and you are moving forward step by step. Keep practicing with patience and positivity, because each sentence you speak today is strengthening your path toward fluent English. Now let's continue our English shadowing practice together. Take a slow breath, relax your voice, and keep your attention gently focused. Remember, the goal is not to speak perfectly. The goal is to speak naturally and confidently over time. Every sentence you repeat is strengthening your listening and speaking ability. Your brain is quietly learning the rhythm of English. Your mouth is learning how the sounds connect together. And little by little, English will begin to feel more comfortable in your everyday thoughts. So keep listening, keep repeating, and keep enjoying the process of learning together. Sometimes, people believe that learning a language requires very complicated methods. But often the most effective method is simple repetition and exposure. Listening, repeating, and understanding gradually builds fluency. It is like practicing a musical instrument. At first, the sounds may feel unfamiliar, but with regular practice, the movements become natural. Your hands learn what to do without thinking. Language works in a similar way. Through repeated exposure, your brain starts recognizing patterns automatically. And when that happens, speaking begins to feel much easier. That is why shadowing practice is so powerful. It trains both listening and speaking at the same time. Now listen carefully and repeat the following sentences after me. Speak slowly and comfortably. Allow each sentence to flow naturally from your voice. I am becoming more comfortable speaking English. Practice is helping my pronunciation improve. Listening carefully helps me understand better. My confidence grows every time I speak. I am learning to speak more naturally. Repeating sentences builds strong memory. Fluency develops through steady practice. My listening skills are improving gradually. Each day, I notice small improvements, and those improvements motivate me to continue. Now let's practice some sentences about daily routines during the afternoon. These sentences are common in everyday conversations. Listen carefully and repeat. During the afternoon, I usually continue my work. Sometimes I need to concentrate deeply. A quiet environment helps me focus. I try to organize my tasks clearly. Completing tasks step by step feels satisfying. Sometimes unexpected challenges appear, but challenges help us grow stronger. Solving problems teaches valuable lessons. Every challenge offers an opportunity to learn, and learning strengthens our abilities. Now imagine you are talking with a colleague or a friend about your activities. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen first, then repeat. Today has been quite productive so far. I managed to complete several important tasks. I still have a few things left to finish, but I feel satisfied with my progress. Sometimes busy days feel rewarding. Working hard brings a sense of accomplishment. Effort leads to meaningful results. A productive day brings positive energy. Positive energy improves motivation, and motivation encourages further progress. Now let's continue. With sentences about learning habits and study routines. These are useful for discussing personal improvement. Repeat clearly. I try to create a regular study routine. Routine helps build strong habits. Strong habits support long-term learning. I often listen to English while doing simple tasks. Listening practice trains my ears to recognize sounds. Shadowing practice strengthens my speaking ability. Reading helps expand my vocabulary. Writing helps organize my thoughts in English. Combining different methods improves learning. And balanced practice creates steady progress. Now let's practice sentences about communication with others. These are common expressions in daily conversations. Repeat slowly and clearly. Good communication requires patience and attention. Listening carefully shows respect for now, others. Clear speech helps people understand each other. Kind words can create positive feelings. Positive communication strengthens relationships. Understanding different perspectives improves empathy. Empathy helps people connect more deeply. Respectful dialogue builds trust between individuals. Trust creates strong friendships and partnerships, and cooperation helps people achieve common goals. Now, let's continue with descriptive sentences about everyday surroundings. These help improve your ability to describe situations naturally. Listen carefully and repeat. The afternoon sunlight creates beautiful colors in the sky. A gentle breeze moves softly through the trees. People are walking peacefully through the streets. Some are chatting happily with friends. Others are quietly enjoying the fresh air. Everyday life has its own quiet rhythm. Sometimes I pause to observe the world around me. Observation helps me appreciate small details. Small details often bring unexpected joy, and simple moments can create lasting memories. Now let's practice some reflection sentences about personal development. These help express deeper thoughts and experiences. Repeat clearly. Personal growth requires dedication and patience. Every challenge teaches an important lesson. Mistakes are natural parts of learning. Learning from mistakes builds resilience. Resilience helps us continue despite difficulties. Progress often happens slowly but steadily. Consistency creates strong foundations for success. Confidence grows when we overcome obstacles. Each small victory deserves celebration, and perseverance eventually it leads to mastery. Now imagine you are discussing your goals with someone. Let's practice some natural sentences for that conversation. Listen carefully and repeat. One of my goals is to speak English fluently. Fluency will help me communicate with many people. Language allows us to share ideas across cultures. Communication builds bridges between communities. Understanding different cultures expands our perspective. Learning a language makes travel more meaningful. It also creates new professional opportunities. Every new word adds to my ability to communicate. Each conversation improves my confidence. And every practice session moves me closer to my goal. Now, let's practice some sentences about relaxing in the evening after a busy day. These are very common expressions in daily life. Repeat slowly and I naturally. After a long day, I enjoy relaxing quietly. Sometimes I sit and reflect on the day. Reflection helps me appreciate what I accomplished. I might listen to music or read a book. Music can create a peaceful atmosphere. Reading expands both imagination and vocabulary. Entertainment can also become learning practice. Relaxation helps restore energy for tomorrow. Good rest improves concentration and memory. and a refreshed mind learns more efficiently. Now let's finish this section with calm reflection sentences. Listen carefully and repeat. Today I practiced English with patience and focus. Every repetition strengthened my learning. I am proud of the effort I made today. Progress comes from consistent practice. Tomorrow I will continue learning again. Each day brings new opportunities for our improvement. Step by step, my confidence is growing. Fluency is developing gradually within me. Persistence will guide me toward success. And every sentence I speak brings me closer to my dream. Take another calm breath. Continue listening. Continue repeating. And continue trusting your progress. Your listening skills are becoming stronger. Your pronunciation is improving, and your confidence is growing little by little. Language learning is a journey, and you are moving forward with every sentence. Keep practicing with patience and positivity, because every word you speak today is building the foundation for your future fluency. Now let's continue our English shadowing practice together. Take a gentle breath, relax your shoulders, and allow your voice to stay calm and natural. Remember that shadowing is not a brace. It is a steady and relaxed training for your brain and your voice. When you listen carefully and repeat slowly, your brain begins to recognize patterns in the language. Your mouth learns how English sounds move and connect. And little by little, speaking English becomes more comfortable. So stay patient with yourself. Progress happens quietly while you practice. Many learners believe they must study grammar for hours before they can speak confidently. But in reality, the brain learns language very effectively through listening and repeating. Children learn their first language by hearing thousands of sentences and repeating them naturally. Shadowing practice follows a similar idea. The more sentences you hear and repeat, the more familiar the language becomes. Eventually, your brain begins to predict sentence patterns automatically. And when that happens, speaking feels much easier and more natural. That is exactly what we are training right now. Now listen carefully and repeat the next sentences after me. Speak slowly and clearly. Let the rhythm guide your voice. I enjoy practicing English every day. Daily practice strengthens my language skills. Listening carefully helps me understand natural speech. Repeating sentences improves my pronunciation. My brain is becoming familiar with English rhythm. Confidence grows each time I speak. Every sentence adds to my experience. Practice transforms knowledge into ability. Consistency builds strong learning habits. And steady effort leads to fluency. Now let's practice some sentences about daily afternoon activities. These are common in normal, conversations. Listen carefully and repeat after me. During the afternoon, I usually focus on my responsibilities. Sometimes I need to complete important tasks. A clear plan helps me stay organized. Organization makes work easier to manage. Sometimes unexpected problems appear, But patience helps solve problems calmly. Calm thinking leads to better solutions. Every challenge offers a chance to learn. Learning from experience improves future decisions, and experience builds confidence. Now imagine you are speaking with a friend about your day. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen first, then repeat. My afternoon has been quite productive. I finished several things on my task list. Completing work early feels very satisfying. Now I can relax for a little while. Taking short breaks helps maintain energy. Energy helps maintain concentration. Concentration improves productivity. A balanced schedule helps reduce stress. Stress becomes easier to manage with good planning, and good planning creates a smoother day. Now let's continue with sentences about learning English and improving skills. Repeat clearly and confidently. Learning English requires patience and dedication. Every learner improves at their own pace. Comparing ourselves to others is unnecessary. Personal progress is what truly matters. Listening practice improves comprehension gradually. Speaking practice strengthens pronunciation and rhythm. Reading expands vocabulary and understanding. Writing organizes thoughts in the language. Combining these methods supports fluency. And fluency grows through consistent effort. Now let's practice sentences about communication and interaction with people. These expressions are useful in everyday life. Listen carefully and repeat. Clear communication helps people understand each other. Listening is just as important as speaking. Good listeners create better conversations. Asking questions encourages meaningful discussion. Kind language creates a friendly atmosphere. Respectful communication builds trust. Trust strengthens relationships between people. Strong relationships create supportive communities. Communities thrive through cooperation and understanding. And understanding brings people closer together. Now let's continue with descriptive sentences about everyday surroundings. These help you talk naturally about what you see around you. Repeat slowly and clearly. The afternoon sky looks calm and bright today. Sunlight creates warm reflections on the buildings. A gentle breeze moves quietly through the streets. People are walking peacefully along the sidewalks. Some are enjoying conversations with friends. Others are quietly observing the environment. Life continues with its natural rhythm. Every day contains small, beautiful moments. Sometimes we simply need to notice them. And noticing them can bring a sense of gratitude. Now let's practice reflection sentences about personal growth and improvement. These sentences help express thoughtful ideas in English. Repeat clearly. Growth requires patience and persistence. Learning is a continuous journey. Each new experience adds valuable knowledge. Challenges create opportunities for improvement. Improvement builds confidence over use at a time. Confidence encourages further learning. Curiosity keeps the mind active and open. Open minds discover new possibilities. Every step forward deserves appreciation, and perseverance leads to meaningful success. Now imagine you are speaking with someone about your language learning journey. Let's practice some natural sentences for that conversation. Listen carefully and repeat. I decided to learn English because I enjoy communication. Speaking another language feels exciting and rewarding. At the beginning, the language seemed complicated, but practice gradually made things clearer. Listening became easier with time and exposure. Speaking required courage and patience. Now I feel more comfortable expressing my ideas. Each day I understand a little more. Learning a language is a long but fulfilling journey, and I am proud of the progress I have made. Now let's practice some sentences about relaxing moments later in the day. These are very common in daily life. Repeat naturally. After finishing my responsibilities, I like to relax. Relaxation helps restore both mind and body. Sometimes I listen to calm music. Other times I read something interesting. Reading improves vocabulary and comprehension. Stories help reveal natural sentence patterns. Entertainment can also support language learning. Enjoyable learning feels easier and more effective. A peaceful evening prepares the mind for rest. And good rest helps the brain absorb new knowledge. Now let's end this section with gentle reflection sentences. Listen carefully and repeat. Today I practiced English with patience and dedication. Every sentence I repeated strengthened my learning. I am grateful for the opportunity to improve. Learning a language opens many doors in life. Tomorrow, I will continue practicing again. Consistency creates lasting progress. Step by step, my confidence is increasing. Fluency is developing within me gradually. Persistence will guide me towards success. And every sentence I speak brings me closer to my goal. Take another calm breath. Continue listening. Continue repeating, and continue trusting your progress. Your listening ability is growing stronger. Your pronunciation is becoming clearer, and your confidence is expanding little by little. Language learning is a journey of patience and dedication. And with every sentence you practice, you are moving closer to natural English fluency. Now let's continue our shadowing practice. Shall together. Take another gentle breath. Relax your body and allow your voice to stay calm and steady. Remember that language learning is not something that happens instantly. It develops slowly through repetition and exposure. Every sentence you hear and repeat strengthens your connection with the language. Your brain begins to recognize familiar patterns. Your ears begin to understand sounds more easily. And your voice gradually becomes more confident. So keep practicing calmly. Keep listening carefully. And continue repeating with patience. This steady process is exactly how fluency grows. Many people feel nervous when speaking a new language. That feeling is completely natural. When we learn something new, our brain needs time to adjust. But the more you practice speaking, the more comfortable you become. Confidence does not appear suddenly. It grows quietly through repeated effort. Every sentence you speak reduces fear and increases familiarity. Over time, your mind begins to trust your ability to communicate. And when that trust appears, speaking becomes much easier and more natural. Now listen carefully and repeat the following sentences after me. Speak slowly and comfortably. Focus on the rhythm of each sentence. I am becoming more confident when I speak English. Practice helps my pronunciation become clearer. Listening carefully improves my understanding. Shadowing practice trains my speaking rhythm. Each sentence I repeat becomes easier. My brain is recognizing English patterns. Daily practice strengthens my language ability. Fluency grows step by step through repetition. Confidence develops through experience. And experience comes from consistent practice. Now, let's practice some sentences about afternoon activities and everyday life. These are common in real conversations. Listen carefully and repeat. During the afternoon, I sometimes review my work. Reviewing my work helps improve quality. Careful attention prevents mistakes. Sometimes I take a moment to stretch and relax. Short breaks help maintain energy. Energy helps maintain concentration. Concentration improves efficiency. Efficiency helps complete tasks faster. Completing tasks brings satisfaction, and satisfaction motivates further effort. Now imagine you are speaking with a friend about your day. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen first, then repeat. How has your day been so far? My day has been quite busy, but productive. I finished some important tasks earlier. Now I feel more relaxed and comfortable. Busy days sometimes bring good results. Hard work often leads to positive outcomes. Effort creates opportunities for improvement. Improvement brings confidence and satisfaction. Success often comes from persistence, and persistence creates lasting achievement. Now let's continue with sentences about learning English and personal development. Repeat slowly and clearly. Learning English opens many opportunities. Communication becomes easier across cultures. Understanding different perspectives is valuable. Language connects people around the world. Each new word expands my ability to communicate. Practice improves both listening and speaking. Reading helps me discover new vocabulary. Writing helps organize my thoughts clearly. Listening helps me understand natural speech. And speaking helps transform knowledge into skill. Now let's practice sentences about communication and relationships. These expressions are useful in everyday conversations. Repeat clearly. Good communication requires patience and respect. Listening carefully helps avoid misunderstandings. Clear words create better conversations. Positive language encourages friendly interaction. Kindness improves every conversation. Respect strengthens relationships between people. Trust develops through honest communication. Strong relationships create supportive communities. Communities grow through cooperation and empathy. And empathy allows people to understand each other better. Now let's continue with descriptive sentences about the world around you. These help develop natural speaking ability. Listen carefully and repeat. The afternoon sunlight feels warm and gentle today. Soft shadows appear along the streets. People are walking calmly through the neighborhood. Some are enjoying conversations with friends. Others are quietly observing the surroundings. Life moves at its own peaceful rhythm. Every moment carries a unique atmosphere. Sometimes I pause to notice the small details. Small details often bring quiet happiness, and appreciating them creates a sense of gratitude. Now let's practice reflection sentences about growth and improvement. These sentences express thoughtful ideas. Repeat slowly and clearly. Personal growth requires patience and determination. Learning is a lifelong journey of discovery. Every experience teaches something valuable. Mistakes provide important lessons. Understanding grows through reflection and effort. Confidence develops after overcoming challenges. Every small achievement deserves recognition. Progress is built through consistent effort. Persistence creates strong foundations for success, and dedication turns effort into real accomplishment. Now imagine you are speaking with someone about your future goals. Let's practice some natural sentences for that conversation. Listen carefully and repeat. I want to continue improving my English fluency. Fluency will help me communicate with many people. Language learning creates exciting opportunities. It allows me to explore different cultures and ideas. Travel becomes more meaningful with language skills. Communication builds connections between individuals. Understanding different cultures expands perspective. Each new skill increases my confidence. Practice will continue guiding my progress, and dedication will help me achieve my goals. Now let's practice some sentences about relaxing in the evening. These are very common expressions in daily life. Repeat slowly and naturally. In the evening, I enjoy spending quiet time at home. Sometimes I watch something interesting. Other times I read a book or listen to music. Music creates a peaceful atmosphere. Reading expands both imagination and vocabulary. Learning can happen even during relaxation. A calm evening helps the mind rest. Rest restores energy for the next day. A refreshed mind learns more effectively. And good rest improves memory and focus. Now let's end this section with calm. Reflection sentences. Listen carefully and repeat. Today I practiced English with patience and dedication. Every repetition helped strengthen my skills. I appreciate the effort I made today. Learning is a journey that requires persistence. Tomorrow, I will continue practicing again. Consistency leads to long-term improvement. Step by step, my confidence is growing. Fluency is developing within me gradually. Persistence will guide me toward success. And every sentence I speak brings me closer to my dream. Take another slow breath. Continue listening. Continue repeating. And continue trusting your progress. Your listening ability is becoming stronger. Your pronunciation is becoming smoother. And your confidence is growing naturally. With patience and steady practice, English will become a comfortable part of your daily life. So keep going, sentence by sentence, step by step, toward real fluency. Now let's continue our shadowing practice together. Take a comfortable breath. Relax your shoulders and let your voice remain calm and natural. By now, you may already notice that repeating sentences is becoming easier. Your ears are becoming more familiar with English sounds. Your mouth is learning how the words connect smoothly. And your brain is starting to recognize sentence patterns automatically. This is exactly how shadowing works. Through repetition, the language slowly becomes part of your natural thinking. So stay relaxed, listen carefully, and repeat each sentence with confidence. Your progress is already happening. Sometimes learning a language feels like climbing a mountain. At the beginning, the path may feel steep and challenging. But with every step forward, the view becomes clearer. Each sentence you practice is another step up that mountain. The higher you climb, the easier it becomes to see the path ahead. Eventually, you reach a point where conversations feel natural and comfortable. That moment comes from steady effort and patience. And right now, every sentence you repeat is helping you move closer to that moment. Now listen carefully and repeat the next sentences after me. Speak slowly, clearly, and naturally. I am improving my English with daily practice. Each repetition strengthens my confidence. Listening carefully helps me understand better. My pronunciation becomes clearer with practice. Shadowing helps me speak more naturally. English rhythm is becoming familiar to my ears. My brain recognizes sentence patterns more easily. Practice turns effort into ability. Consistency helps create long-term improvement. And patience supports steady progress. Now let's practice some sentences about daily afternoon routines. These are common expressions people use in everyday life. Listen carefully and repeat. In the afternoon, I often continue working on my tasks. Sometimes I take a moment to organize my schedule. A clear schedule helps me stay productive. Productivity creates a sense of accomplishment. Completing tasks feels very satisfying. Sometimes challenges appear unexpectedly, but patience helps solve problems calmly. Calm thinking improves decision-making. Good decisions create better results, and better results increase motivation. Now imagine you are speaking with a friend about your day. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen first, then repeat. How has your afternoon been going? My afternoon has been quite busy, but I managed to finish several important tasks. Now I feel more relaxed and comfortable. Busy days sometimes bring positive results. Hard work often leads to improvement. Improvement creates confidence and satisfaction. Satisfaction motivates further effort. Effort gradually leads to success, and success encourages new goals. Now, let's continue with sentences about learning English and personal development. Repeat slowly and clearly. Learning English expands my opportunities. Language helps people connect across cultures. Communication allows ideas to travel freely. Understanding different cultures is valuable. Every new word strengthens my ability to communicate. Listening practice improves comprehension. Speaking practice improves fluency. Reading practice expands vocabulary. Writing practice strengthens expression. And all these skills work together to build fluency. Now let's practice sentences about communication and human connection. These are very useful expressions in everyday life. Repeat clearly. Good communication requires patience and respect. Listening carefully helps understand others. Clear speech prevents confusion. Kind words create positive feelings. Positive communication strengthens relationships. Respectful dialogue builds trust. Trust encourages cooperation. Cooperation helps achieve common goals. Working together improves outcomes, and teamwork creates stronger communities. Now let's continue with descriptive sentences, or about everyday surroundings. These help improve natural speaking ability. Listen carefully and repeat. The afternoon sky looks bright and peaceful today. Sunlight reflects softly on the buildings. A gentle breeze moves through the streets. People are walking calmly through the park. Children are laughing and playing happily. Birds are flying quietly across the sky. Life moves with its natural rhythm. Every moment carries its own beauty. Sometimes I stop and appreciate the surroundings. And appreciation creates a feeling of gratitude. Now let's practice reflection sentences about personal growth and learning. Repeat slowly and clearly. Growth requires patience and dedication. Learning happens through experience and effort. Every challenge teaches something important. Mistakes help reveal areas for improvement. Understanding develops through reflection. Confidence grows when difficulties are overcome. Each step forward is meaningful. Small improvements lead to larger progress. Persistence builds strong foundations for success. And determination turns dreams into reality. Now imagine you are discussing your goals with someone. Let's practice some natural sentences for that conversation. Listen carefully and repeat. I want to become more fluent in English. Fluency will allow me to communicate confidently. Language learning opens many doors in life. It helps create connections around the world. Communication strengthens cultural understanding. Understanding encourages cooperation between people. Every new skill increases my confidence. Practice will continue improving my ability. Dedication will guide my learning journey, and patience will lead me towards success. Now let's practice some sentences about evening relaxation after a long day. These are common expressions in daily life. Repeat slowly and naturally. In the evening, I like to relax and reflect. Reflection helps me understand my progress. Sometimes I read a book or listen to music. Music creates a calm and peaceful atmosphere. Reading improves vocabulary and imagination. Entertainment can also support language learning. A calm evening helps reduce stress. Relaxation prepares the mind for rest. Good rest restores energy for tomorrow. And a refreshed mind learns more effectively. Now, let's finish this section with calm reflection sentences. Listen carefully and repeat. Today, I practiced English with focus and patience. Every sentence I repeated strengthened my ability. I am proud of the effort I made today. Learning a language requires persistence. Tomorrow, I will continue practicing again. Consistency creates real improvement. Step by step, my confidence is growing. Fluency is developing gradually within me. Persistence will guide me towards success. And every sentence I speak brings me closer to my goal. Take another calm breath. Continue listening, continue repeating, and continue trusting your progress. Your listening ability is becoming stronger. Your pronunciation is becoming smoother, and your confidence is growing naturally. With steady effort and patience, English will become easier and more comfortable every day. So keep practicing, sentence by sentence, step by step, toward real fluency. Now let's continue our English shadowing. Journey together. Take another slow breath. Relax your body and keep your voice calm and steady. By now, you may feel that repeating sentences is becoming more natural. Your ears are recognizing English sounds more quickly. Your mouth is forming words more smoothly. And your brain is beginning to predict sentence patterns before you even finish hearing them. That is a wonderful sign of progress. It means your mind is adapting to the language. So keep listening carefully. Keep repeating with confidence. And allow the rhythm of English to guide your voice. Step by step. Your fluency is growing. Language learning is often compared to learning how to ride a bicycle. At first, it feels unfamiliar and sometimes a little difficult. You may lose balance or feel unsure. But with practice, your body begins to understand the movement automatically. Soon, you can ride without thinking about every small detail. Speaking a language works in a similar way. At first, every sentence requires effort and concentration. But after enough repetition, your brain begins to respond naturally. Words come faster, pronunciation becomes smoother, and communication becomes easier. Shadowing practice helps accelerate this process. By listening and repeating again and again, your brain builds strong pathways for speaking. Now listen carefully and repeat the next sentences after me. Speak slowly, clearly, and comfortably. I am continuing my English practice with patience. Each sentence helps improve my fluency. Listening carefully strengthens my comprehension. Repeating sentences improves my pronunciation. My confidence grows with every practice session. English rhythm is becoming more familiar to me. My brain recognizes patterns more easily now. Practice transforms effort into natural ability. Consistency creates lasting progress. And steady learning builds real confidence. Now let's practice some sentences about daily life during the afternoon. These are very common expressions in everyday conversations. Listen carefully and repeat. During the afternoon, I often review what I have completed. Reviewing my progress helps me stay organized. Organization makes work easier to manage. Sometimes I pause and take a short break. A break helps refresh my mind. A refreshed mind improves concentration. Better concentration leads to better results. Good results bring satisfaction. Satisfaction increases motivation. And motivation encourages continued effort. Now imagine you are speaking with someone about your daily act to manage. Sometimes I pause and take a short break. A break helps refresh my mind. A refreshed mind improves concentration. Better concentration leads to better results. Good results bring satisfaction. Satisfaction increases motivation. And motivation encourages continued effort. Now imagine you are speaking with someone about your daily activities. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen first, then repeat. How has your afternoon been today? My afternoon has been quite productive. I managed to finish several tasks earlier. Now I feel more relaxed and satisfied. Busy days can feel very rewarding. Working steadily helps accomplish more. Accomplishments create a sense of progress. Progress increases confidence. Confidence inspires new goals. And new goals encourage continuous growth. Now let's continue with sentences about learning English and improving skills. Repeat slowly and clearly. Learning English helps me communicate with more people. Communication allows ideas to travel across cultures. Understanding different cultures is valuable and enriching. Each new word strengthens my ability to express ideas. Listening practice improves comprehension gradually. Speaking practice improves fluency and rhythm. Reading helps discover new vocabulary and expressions. Writing helps organize thoughts clearly in English. Combining these activities strengthens language ability. And regular practice leads to confident communication. Now let's practice sentences about communication and relationships. These expressions are common in everyday life. Repeat clearly. Effective communication requires patience and attention. Listening carefully helps understand other perspectives. Clear speech helps prevent misunderstandings. Positive language creates friendly conversations. Kind words can improve someone's day. Respectful dialogue strengthens relationships. Trust grows through honest communication. Cooperation becomes easier when people trust each other. Working together often leads to better results. And strong relationships support happy communities. Now let's continue with descriptive sentences about everyday surroundings. These help you describe situations naturally. Listen carefully and repeat. The late afternoon sunlight creates beautiful colors. Soft shadows appear along the streets and buildings. People are slowly finishing their daily activities. Some are walking peacefully through the park. Others are heading home after a long day. The city atmosphere becomes calmer in the evening. Lights begin to appear in the windows. The sky gradually changes color as the sun sets. Moments like these can feel peaceful and reflective and quiet. The evenings help the mind relax. Now let's practice reflection sentences about personal development and growth. Repeat slowly and clearly. Learning requires dedication and perseverance. Every challenge teaches valuable lessons. Mistakes help reveal new understanding. Understanding develops through reflection and effort. Confidence grows when difficulties are overcome. Each small improvement deserves recognition. Progress is built through consistent effort. Persistence creates strong foundations for success. Hard work transforms dreams into achievements, and determination guides the path toward mastery. Now imagine you are discussing your future plans with someone. Let's practice some natural sentences for that conversation. Listen carefully and repeat. I want to continue improving my English. Fluency. Fluency will help me communicate confidently. Language learning opens many opportunities. It allows me to explore new cultures and ideas. Communication connects people around the world. Understanding different perspectives expands knowledge. Each skill I develop increases my confidence. Practice will continue guiding my progress. Dedication will support my learning journey. And patience will help me reach my goals. Now let's practice some sentences about relaxing at the end of the day. These are common expressions in everyday life. Repeat slowly and naturally. In the evening, I like to slow down and relax. Relaxation helps the mind recover from the day. Sometimes I read something interesting. Other times I listen to music or watch a show. Music creates a calm and peaceful atmosphere. Reading expands vocabulary and imagination. Learning can continue even during relaxation. A peaceful evening prepares the mind for sleep. Good sleep restores energy for tomorrow, and a refreshed mind learns more efficiently. Now let's finish this section with calm reflection sentences. Listen carefully and repeat. Today, I practiced English with patience and focus. Every sentence I repeated strengthened my ability. I appreciate the effort I made today. Learning a language requires persistence and dedication. Tomorrow, I will continue practicing again. Consistency leads to lasting improvement. Step by step, my confidence is increasing. Fluency is developing gradually within me. Persistence will guide me toward success. And every sentence I speak brings me closer to my dream. Take another slow breath. Continue. All listening. Continue repeating and continue trusting your progress. Your listening ability is stronger, your pronunciation is clearer, and your confidence is growing naturally. With patience and steady effort, English will become a comfortable part of your daily life. Keep practicing calmly, sentence by sentence, step by step, toward true fluency. Now let's continue our English shadowing practice together. Take a calm breath. Relax your voice. and let the sentences flow naturally as you repeat them. At this point in the lesson, you have already practiced many sentences. That means your brain has heard a lot of natural English rhythm. Your ears are becoming more comfortable with the sounds. Your mouth is moving more smoothly when you speak. And your confidence is quietly growing. This is exactly how fluency develops, through repeated exposure and calm practice. So stay relaxed, stay patient, and continue repeating each sentence with steady focus. Many learners underestimate the power of simple repetition. But repetition is one of the most effective ways to build language ability. Each time you hear and repeat a sentence, your brain strengthens the memory of that pattern. Over time, those patterns become automatic. When you speak, your brain no longer needs to translate every word. Instead, the sentences appear naturally. That is why shadowing practice is so powerful. It trains the mind to think directly in the language. And the more you practice, the more natural English will feel in your thoughts. Now listen carefully and repeat the following sentences after me. Speak slowly, clearly, and confidently. You're continuing my English practice with patience. Every sentence strengthens my confidence. Listening carefully improves my understanding. Shadowing helps my pronunciation become smoother. My brain recognizes English patterns more quickly. Daily practice supports steady improvement. Fluency develops through repetition and experience. Each sentence I repeat becomes easier. Confidence grows through consistent effort, and steady effort creates real progress. Now let's practice some sentences about daily evening activities. These are very common expressions people use in conversations. Listen carefully and repeat. As the evening arrives, the day becomes quieter. Many people begin returning home from work. The streets slowly become calmer. Shops begin closing for the night. The sky gradually becomes darker. Lights appear in windows and buildings. Evening often brings a sense of relaxation. People begin to unwind after a busy day. Relaxation helps restore mental energy, and rest prepares us for the next day. Now imagine you are speaking with someone about how your day went. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen first, then repeat. How was your day today? My day was quite productive and interesting. I completed several tasks successfully. It feels good to finish important work. Sometimes the day can feel long, but finishing tasks brings satisfaction. A productive day creates positive feelings. Those feelings increase motivation for tomorrow. Motivation encourages new goals and ideas, and new goals inspire continued effort. Now let's continue with sentences about learning and personal growth. Repeat slowly and clearly. Learning is a continuous journey throughout life. Every day offers an opportunity to improve. Curiosity keeps the mind active and open. Open minds discover new possibilities. Every experience teaches something valuable. Knowledge grows through observation and practice. Practice transforms knowledge into skill. Skill develops through dedication and repetition. Confidence grows through successful experiences, and success encourages further learning. Now let's practice sentences about communication and cooperation. These expressions are common in daily life. Repeat clearly. Communication connects people across the world. Listening carefully helps build understanding. Clear speech helps share ideas effectively. Respectful conversation creates trust between people. Trust strengthens relationships and teamwork. Teamwork helps people achieve common goals. Cooperation creates better results for everyone. Sharing knowledge supports collective growth. Positive communication encourages collaboration. And collaboration helps communities thrive. Now let's continue with descriptive sentences about the evening environment. These help you describe everyday situations naturally. Listen carefully and repeat. The evening sky shows beautiful shades of color. Soft light spreads across the horizon. The air feels cooler and calmer now. People are walking slowly through the streets. Some are enjoying quiet conversations. Others are simply enjoying the peaceful evening. Streetlights begin to glow softly. Shadows stretch across the sidewalks. The atmosphere feels calm and reflective. And quiet moments help clear the mind. Now let's practice reflection sentences about progress and self-improvement. Repeat slowly and clearly. I am proud of the effort I make each day. Every practice session strengthens my ability. Learning requires patience and determination. Each challenge teaches a valuable lesson. Mistakes guide us toward improvement. Improvement builds confidence gradually. Confidence encourages us to continue learning. Persistence helps overcome difficult moments. Every step forward is meaningful, and dedication leads to long-term success. Now imagine you are discussing your language learning journey with someone. Let's practice some natural sentences for that conversation. Listen carefully and repeat. Learning English has been an exciting experience. At first, a language felt very challenging. But regular practice made it easier over time. Listening improved my understanding gradually. Speaking required courage and patience. Now I feel more comfortable expressing my ideas. Each conversation helps build confidence. Practice continues to strengthen my skills. The journey of learning never truly ends, and every day offers a chance to improve. Now let's practice some sentences about preparing for rest at the end of the day. These are very common in everyday life. Repeat slowly and naturally. At night, I like to reflect on the day quietly. Reflection helps me appreciate my progress. Sometimes I write down ideas or thoughts. Writing helps organize my thinking. I may also read something interesting before sleep. Reading expands both knowledge and vocabulary. A calm routine helps prepare the mind for rest. Good sleep restores both body and mind. A rested mind learns more effectively the next day, and tomorrow will bring new opportunities to learn. Now let's end this section with calm reflection sentences. Listen carefully and repeat. Today, I practiced English with dedication and patience. Every sentence I repeated strengthened my ability. I appreciate the effort I made today. Learning requires persistence and determination. Tomorrow, I will continue practicing again. Consistency creates lasting improvement. Step by step, my confidence is growing. Fluency is developing gradually within me. Persistence will guide me toward success. And every sentence I speak brings me closer to my goal. Take another calm breath. Continue listening. Continue repeating. And continue trusting your progress. Your listening skills are becoming sharper. Your pronunciation is smoother, and your confidence is stronger. With patience and steady practice, English will continue to feel easier every day. So keep moving forward, sentence by sentence, step by step, toward true English fluency. Now let's continue our English shadowing practice together. Take another slow breath. Relax your shoulders and keep your voice calm and steady. By this point in the lesson, you have already practiced many sentences, and that means your brain has received a lot of natural English input. Your ears are becoming more sensitive to pronunciation. Your mouth is moving more comfortably with the sounds, and your confidence is quietly growing. This kind of slow and consistent training is exactly what builds real fluency. So, we'll continue listening carefully, continue repeating gently, and enjoy the rhythm of English as you practice. Sometimes learners think they need to memorize thousands of grammar rules before speaking. But the truth is that language develops best through natural exposure and repetition. When you hear and repeat real sentences, your brain begins to understand how the language works. Grammar patterns appear naturally through experience. Vocabulary becomes easier to remember when it appears inside real sentences. Over time, speaking becomes smoother because the patterns already exist in your mind. That is why shadowing practice is such a powerful method. It allows you to train listening, pronunciation, and fluency all at the same time. And the more you practice, the more confident you become. Now listen carefully and repeat the following sentences after me. Speak slowly, clearly, and comfortably. I am continuing my English practice with patience. Each sentence helps improve my fluency. Listening carefully strengthens my comprehension. Repeating sentences improves my pronunciation. Shadowing helps me speak more naturally. English rhythm is becoming familiar to me. My brain recognizes patterns more quickly now. Practice transforms effort into natural ability. Consistency builds strong language habits. And daily effort leads to real progress. Now let's practice some sentences about evening routines and daily reflections. These are very common expressions in everyday conversations. Listen carefully and repeat. As the evening continues, the atmosphere becomes quieter. People are returning home after their daily activities. The streets slowly become peaceful and calm. Many people begin preparing dinner at home. Families gather and share conversations together. Evenings often bring moments of relaxation. Relaxation helps the mind release stress. A calm environment encourages reflection. Reflection helps us understand our experiences, and understanding helps us grow. Now imagine you are talking with a friend about how your evening is going. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen first, then repeat. How has your evening been so far? My evening has been calm and relaxing. I finished most of my tasks earlier today. Now I can enjoy some quiet time. Sometimes quiet moments are the most valuable. They help the mind slow down and relax. Relaxation improves mental clarity. Clear thinking helps plan for tomorrow. Planning creates direction and purpose. And purpose motivates continued effort. Now let's continue with sentences about learning and personal development. Repeat slowly and clearly. Learning a language takes dedication and patience. Every learner progresses at a unique pace. Comparing ourselves to others is unnecessary. Personal improvement is what truly matters. Listening practice improves comprehension gradually. Speaking practice strengthens confidence. Reading expands vocabulary and understanding. Writing helps organize thoughts clearly. Combining these skills builds strong communication. And communication opens new opportunities. Now let's practice sentences about communication and human connection. These are very useful expressions in everyday life. Repeat clearly. Language allows people to share ideas across cultures. Communication builds bridges between communities. Listening carefully helps understand different perspectives. Respectful conversations create stronger relationships. Trust develops through honest communication. Trust encourages cooperation and teamwork. Working together often produces better results. Shared understanding helps solve problems peacefully. Positive communication improves daily life. And kindness strengthens human connections. Now let's continue with descriptive sentences about the evening environment. These help develop natural speaking ability. Listen carefully and repeat. The night sky slowly becomes darker and deeper. Stars begin to appear one by one. The air feels cooler and more peaceful. Streetlights illuminate the quiet roads. People walk so calmly through the evening streets. Soft sounds fill the peaceful atmosphere. The city gradually becomes quieter. Night creates a moment of calm reflection. Silence allows the mind to rest, and rest prepares us for a new day. Now let's practice reflection sentences about personal growth and perseverance. Repeat slowly and clearly. Progress requires patience and dedication. Every small effort contributes to improvement. Challenges help reveal hidden strengths. Overcoming difficulties builds resilience. Resilience supports long-term success. Confidence grows through repeated achievements. Each new skill strengthens self-belief. Belief encourages continued effort. Effort creates meaningful results. and meaningful results inspire future goals. Now imagine you are discussing your dreams and plans with someone. Let's practice some natural sentences for that conversation. Listen carefully and repeat. I want to continue improving my English fluency. Fluency will allow me to communicate confidently. Language skills create exciting opportunities. They allow people to explore different cultures. Communication strengthens global understanding. Understanding encourages peaceful cooperation. Every new skill brings greater confidence. Practice will continue guiding my improvement. Dedication will support my learning journey. And patience will lead me towards success. Now, let's practice some sentences about preparing for rest at night. These are common expressions used in daily life. Repeat slowly and naturally. At night, I like to relax and reflect on the day. Reflection helps me appreciate our progress. Sometimes I read a book before sleeping. Reading expands both imagination and vocabulary. A calm routine prepares the mind for rest. Rest restores energy and concentration. Sleep helps the brain organize new information. A well-rested mind learns more effectively. Tomorrow will bring new opportunities to practice. And each new day offers another chance to improve. Now, let's end this section with calm reflection sentences. Listen carefully and repeat. Today, I practiced English with patience and dedication. Every sentence I repeated strengthened my skills. I am grateful for the progress I made today. Learning requires persistence and commitment. Tomorrow, I will continue practicing again. Consistency leads to real improvement. Step by step, my confidence is growing. Fluency is developing within me gradually. Persistence will guide me towards success. And every sentence I speak brings me closer to my dream. Now let's continue our English shadowing practice together. Take another calm breath, relax your shoulders, and keep your voice steady and comfortable. By now, you have already repeated hundreds of sentences. And that means your brain has received a lot of valuable English input. Your ears are becoming more sensitive to pronunciation. Your mouth is moving more naturally with the sounds, and your mind is recognizing sentence patterns more quickly. This is how fluency slowly develops. Not through pressure, but through calm repetition and consistent exposure. So continue listening carefully. Continue repeating naturally, and allow your confidence to keep growing. Every sentence you practice is strengthening your connection with the language. Many learners feel surprised when they realize that improvement often happens quietly. You may not always notice progress immediately, but your brain is constantly absorbing patterns and sounds. Over time, those patterns become automatic. Words come faster, sentences become smoother, and communication becomes easier. The key is consistency. When you practice regularly, your brain receives enough exposure to build strong language pathways. That is why this kind of slow and steady shadowing practice is so effective. It trains both listening and speaking at the same time. And with patience, the results become very clear. Now listen carefully and repeat the following sentences after me. Speak slowly, clearly, and naturally. I am continuing my English practice with patience. Every sentence helps strengthen my fluency. Listening carefully improves my understanding. Repeating sentences improves my pronunciation. Shadowing practice helps me speak more naturally. English rhythm is becoming clearer to me. My brain is recognizing patterns more quickly. Daily practice strengthens my communication skills. Consistency builds confidence over time, and steady effort leads to real progress. Now let's practice some sentences about the later evening hours. These are common expressions used in everyday conversations. Listen carefully and repeat. The evening becomes quieter as the night approaches. Many people are relaxing after a long day. The streets are calmer than they were earlier. Light shines softly from windows and buildings. Families are spending time together at our home. Some people are preparing for tomorrow's tasks. Others are simply enjoying peaceful moments. Evenings often bring time for reflection. Reflection helps us understand our experiences, and understanding encourages personal growth. Now imagine you are talking with a friend about how your evening has been. Let's practice some natural conversation sentences. Listen first, then repeat. My evening has been calm and relaxing. I finished my work earlier today. Now I have time to rest and reflect. Quiet evenings help me recharge my energy. Sometimes I listen to music to relax. Other times I read something interesting. Reading helps me learn new vocabulary. Vocabulary grows through regular exposure. Learning new words feels rewarding, and new knowledge motivates further learning. Now let's continue with sentences about learning English and building new habits. Repeat slowly and clearly. Practicing English has become part of my daily routine. Daily routines help build strong habits. Strong habits support long-term improvement. Listening to English trains my ears gradually. Repeating sentences strengthens my speaking ability. Reading English text expands my vocabulary. Writing helps organize my ideas clearly. Combining these activities improves fluency. Fluency grows through patience and repetition builds lasting memory. Now let's practice sentences about communication and cooperation. These expressions are very useful in everyday life. Repeat clearly. Communication allows people to share ideas and experiences. Listening carefully shows respect and attention. Clear speech helps prevent misunderstandings. Positive communication strengthens relationships. Trust develops through honest conversation. Trust encourages teamwork and cooperation. Working together often creates better solutions. Sharing knowledge supports collective learning. Respectful dialogue builds stronger communities. And kindness improves every interaction. Now let's continue with descriptive sentences about the nighttime environment. These help you describe everyday situations naturally. Listen carefully and repeat. The night sky is deep and peaceful. Stars shine softly in the darkness. The air feels cooler and calm. Streetlights illuminate quiet roads. People walk slowly through the evening streets. Some are enjoying quiet conversations. Others are simply observing the peaceful surroundings. Night often brings a sense of calm reflection. Silence allows the mind to rest, and rest prepares us for a new day. Now let's practice reflection sentences about perseverance and improvement. Repeat slowly and clearly. Progress requires patience and persistence. Learning happens through steady practice. Every challenge teaches valuable lessons. Mistakes help reveal new understanding. Confidence grows when difficulties are overcome. Each small improvement deserves appreciation. Persistence builds strong foundations for success. Dedication transforms effort into achievement. Hard work creates meaningful progress. And determination guides us toward our goals. Now imagine you are speaking with someone about your future plans. Let's practice some natural sentences for that conversation. Listen carefully and repeat. I plan to, shall, continue practicing English every day. Daily practice will strengthen my fluency. Fluency will help me communicate confidently. Language learning creates exciting opportunities. It allows me to connect with people around the world. Communication helps share ideas and knowledge. Understanding different cultures expands perspective. Each new skill increases my confidence. Practice will continue guiding my improvement. And dedication will help me reach my goals. Now let's practice some sentences about preparing for sleep and ending the day peacefully. These are common expressions used in daily life. Repeat slowly and naturally. At the end of the day, I like to relax quietly. Reflection helps me appreciate what I learned today. Sometimes I write a few thoughts in a notebook. Writing helps organize my ideas and experiences. A calm nighttime routine helps prepare for sleep. Sleep restores both body and mind. Rest helps the brain absorb new information. A refreshed mind learns more effectively tomorrow. Tomorrow will bring new opportunities to practice. And each new day offers another chance to improve. Now let's end this section with calm reflection sentences. Listen carefully and repeat. Today I practiced English with dedication and patience. Every sentence I repeated strengthened my ability. I appreciate the effort I made today. Learning a language requires persistence and courage. Tomorrow, I will continue practicing again. Consistency leads to lasting improvement. Step by step, my confidence is growing. Fluency is developing gradually within me. Persistence will guide me toward success. And every sentence I speak brings me closer to my dream. Now let's continue practicing together. Take another calm breath, relax your voice, and keep your attention gently focused. You have already practiced many sentences in this lesson. That means your ears have heard a lot of natural English rhythm, and your voice has repeated many useful expressions. Your brain is becoming more comfortable with the language. Patterns are becoming familiar. Pronunciation is becoming smoother. and confidence is quietly growing. This is the natural result of patient and consistent practice. So keep listening carefully, keep repeating calmly, and allow the sentences to flow naturally as you speak. Sometimes learners worry about speaking perfectly, but perfect speech is not the goal of learning a language. Communication is the real goal. When you can express your ideas clearly, share your thoughts, and understand other people, you are already succeeding. Every sentence you repeat helps build that ability. The more you practice, the more natural communication becomes. Your brain begins to produce sentences more quickly. Words appear more easily, and conversations become more comfortable. That is the power of steady repetition and exposure. Now listen carefully and repeat the following sentences after me. Speak slowly, clearly, and comfortably. I am continuing to improve my English every day. Practice helps me speak more naturally. Listening carefully strengthens my understanding. Repeating sentences improves my pronunciation. Shadowing practice builds my confidence. My brain recognizes English patterns more easily. Daily practice strengthens my communication ability. Fluency develops step by step through repetition. Consistency supports steady improvement, and patience leads to long-term success. Now let's practice some final sentences about everyday life and daily experiences. Listen carefully and repeat. Every day offers a new opportunity to learn. Small improvements happen through regular effort. Learning becomes easier when practice is consistent. Consistency builds strong habits over time. Strong habits create lasting progress. Progress brings confidence and motivation. Motivation encourages continued learning. Learning expands knowledge and understanding. Understanding improves communication. And communication connects people around the world. Now let's continue with sentences about personal growth and reflection. Repeat slowly and clearly. I believe that learning never truly ends. Every experience teaches something valuable. Curiosity keeps the mind active and open. Exploring new ideas strengthens understanding. Practice transforms knowledge into real skill. Skill develops through dedication and repetition. Confidence grows through successful experiences. Each challenge creates an opportunity to improve. Improvement brings satisfaction and motivation. And motivation encourages further progress. Now let's practice some sentences about communication and relationships. These are common expressions used in everyday life. Repeat clearly. Communication allows people to share thoughts and feelings. Listening carefully helps understand different perspectives. Respectful conversations build trust between people. Trust strengthens relationships and cooperation. Cooperation helps achieve common goals. Sharing ideas encourages creativity and learning. Positive communication improves daily life. Kind words create friendly environments. Understanding different cultures expands perspective. And empathy helps people connect more deeply. Now let's continue with descriptive sentences about peaceful moments in everyday life. Listen carefully and repeat. Sometimes quiet moments bring the greatest clarity. A calm environment helps the mind relax. Fresh air and peaceful surroundings create balance. Nature often reminds us to slow down. Observing simple details can bring quiet happiness. Life is full of small, meaningful experiences. Appreciating those moments creates gratitude. Gratitude improves our outlook on life. A positive mindset and encourages learning and growth. And growth leads to new opportunities. Now let's practice reflection sentences about perseverance and dedication. Repeat slowly and clearly. Learning requires patience and persistence. Progress may be slow, but it is always happening. Every repetition strengthens memory and understanding. Mistakes help guide improvement. Improvement builds confidence gradually. Confidence encourages continued practice. Each step forward deserves appreciation. Persistence builds strong foundations for success. Dedication transforms effort into achievement, and steady effort creates meaningful results. Now imagine you are speaking about your goals and dreams. Let's practice some natural sentences for that situation. Listen carefully and repeat. I want to continue learning and improving. It's every day. Fluency will help me communicate confidently. Language skills create opportunities for connection. Communication helps share ideas across cultures. Understanding others expands knowledge and perspective. Each new skill increases my confidence. Practice will continue guiding my improvement. Dedication will support my learning journey. Patience will help me overcome challenges. And persistence will help me reach my goals. Now let's continue with some final calm sentences for reflection and learning. Repeat slowly and naturally. Today I practiced English with focus and patience. Every sentence I repeated strengthened my ability. Learning through repetition helps build strong memory. My listening skills are improving steadily. My pronunciation is becoming clearer. My confidence is growing with our practice. Each day brings new opportunities to improve. Consistency will guide my progress forward. Fluency will continue developing over time. And every sentence I speak brings me closer to mastery. Continue breathing calmly. Continue repeating each sentence with confidence. And allow the rhythm of English to become part of your natural voice. Your listening ability has grown stronger. Your pronunciation has become smoother, and your confidence has expanded through practice. With steady effort and patience, English will continue to feel easier and more natural every day. Sentence by sentence, repetition by repetition, your fluency is quietly becoming stronger. Thank you so much for spending this time practicing English with me today. I truly appreciate that you stayed here and repeated all these sentences with your patience and focus. Practicing like this takes effort, and the fact that you completed this session shows your dedication to improving your English. Every sentence you listened to and repeated today helped strengthen your listening skills. your pronunciation, and your confidence. Even if the progress feels small right now, remember that every repetition is building a stronger foundation for your fluency. Learning a language is a journey that happens step by step. Some days will feel easier, and some days may feel more challenging. But the most important thing is to continue practicing regularly. When you practice a little every day, your brain slowly becomes more familiar with the language. Words become easier to recognize. Sentences become easier to speak, and conversations begin to feel more natural. So be patient with yourself and trust the learning process. Real progress always comes from consistent effort. I hope these shadowing sentences helped you feel more comfortable speaking English. You can return to this lesson anytime and practice again. Repeating the same sentences multiple times is actually very powerful for building fluency. Each time you practice, your pronunciation becomes smoother, your listening becomes sharper, and your confidence grows stronger. So feel free to come back and repeat these sentences whenever you want more speaking practice. If you enjoyed practicing English in this calm and simple way, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon so you can join more English practice lessons in the future. Your support helps this channel continue creating long and helpful English learning sessions for learners all around the world. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep believing in your progress. Your English is improving step by step. And with patience and dedication, fluency will continue to grow naturally. I'm really glad you practiced with me today. And I look forward to seeing you again in our next English lesson.